Super Bowl 53. The New England Patriots and the Los Angeles Rams meeting for the championship. You get it. The Rams and Patriots are going to play in the Super Bowl on Sunday. This will be the second time the two franchises have played in the Super Bowl. Of course, 17 years ago when the Rams were still in St. Louis. They met a young Tom Brady and a somewhat younger Bill Belichick before they became great. And that's really the day they became great. And that's when they won their first Super Bowl. And this will be their 9th Super Bowl all time, those two together. Patriots 11th in franchise history. So, it's a big game, obviously. It's a Super Bowl. Seemed to be a lot of sentiment after the championship games that neither team should be there. The Chiefs had the game almost locked up basically, but D Ford lined up both sides, and that eliminated a potential game-clinching interception. Patriots win in overtime, and then we all know what happened in the Rams Saints game. And just quick on that, because again, I'm not saying anything anyone hasn't already said a zillion times. And listen, I get it. Saints fans should be upset, and it sucks, and you're not in the Super Bowl, and listen, I get it. I had to sit through the Des Bryant call. Obviously it wasn't as big of a call at the point of the game. That basically decided it, but I get it. You lose a playoff game on a bad call. But, you gotta, listen, referees are human beings, all right? They make mistakes, and sometimes they make big mistakes, all right? Athletes up all the time. There's no reason why referees, won't do it every now and then either. And it sucks if you're the Saints. But there's no conspiracy. There's no, they wanted this team to win, or, now it came out that, 4 of the referees are from Southern California. No, because these guys don't care who went. Listen, the guy messed up, all right? The guy messed up. That's it. There's no bigger explanation. If you really start to, break down if this was actually a conspiracy, the lengths that multiple people have to go through, what? All right. Well, let's. We want the Rams to win this game, but let's hope the Saints don't go up 28-0 early in the game. Well, then what happens? What happens if that happens? But you conspired to have the other team win. It's so asinine. People are so stupid when they say things like, "Oh, the game is fixed. It's rigged. It's just like pro wrestling. And I'm not gonna watch it." Shut up. You're gonna watch the game. Just stop it. All right. The guy blew the call. All right. That's it. He blew the call. That's it. Nothing you can do about it. Well, there is something you can do about it. You can change a rule and make. Give the coaches 2 penalty flags a game. Okay, they get 2 challenge flags for everything else. They already review scoring plays. Give them 2 penalty flags, and then you can you can stop complaining about it, and then we'll find the next thing. But listen, and then you hear the refereeing is just getting worse, and it's just terrible. The refereeing's been the same for the last 90 years. Okay, the guys blew calls in the 60s. They blew calls in the 70s. They blew calls in the 80s. They blew calls. The referees always blow calls. It's just the only thing that's changed is the technology. To help them correct and mitigate some of the mistakes. And this is still a loophole area where, a ref can decide the game. And listen, I don't know why the guy blew the call, but you know what? I think somebody said he heard the ref say maybe he thought the ball was tipped, maybe it was a bang play. And in the last 2 minutes, these guys don't want to make a call that decides the game. Because what if the ball was tipped and then he does call pass interference and then the replay shows the ball was tipped and now he just took the game away from the Rams in that situation. So then it just goes the other way around. Listen, the guy blew the call. All right, that's it. And New Orleans, if you want to complain about it, that's fine. You have every right to. But everyone else, just shut up. All right, the Rams and Patriots are in the Super Bowl, and there's nothing you can do about it. But anyway, let's get to the ball game here. It's going to be played in Atlanta. Of course, the last time Super Bowl was in Atlanta, the Rams played a classic against the Tennessee Titans and won their only franchise's only Super Bowl. And we'll see what kind of ball game we have here. And listen, it's a great matchup. You got Tom Brady and Belichick. And listen, all these idiots all year, well, the Patriots are done. Tom Brady's old. Blah, 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 and look who's in the Super Bowl again. Just stop. These guys are not done until you turn on the TV or you get an alert on your phone that says Tom Brady announced his retirement. That's when it's over, okay? And only then. That's it. So I don't want to hear this next year if they get off to a slow start or Brady doesn't look the same. The team's been an AFC Championship game the last 8 years. Really, if Peyton Manning doesn't go to the Broncos, this might be the 6th straight Super Bowl for the Patriots. That's ridiculous. It's not like the AFC is totally weak either. You got the Steelers. You have the Broncos, the Ravens. The Chargers have been a decent team. The last few years. So it's not like the AFC East has been pretty weak, but it's not like there hasn't been a couple teams to potentially stop the Patriots. Even the Chiefs the last 2 years, a couple of years had a high scoring team. But this every year it's just there. It's ridiculous. And listen, good for them. All right, stop complaining. You don't have to like it, but you can't say this. This is you used to have team of the decade. 60s, 70s, 80s. You have the team. The Patriots are the team of the last 2 decades now. This is crazy. You look at the Patriot franchise the last 20 years, and they won the 3 out of 4 Super Bowls. Early 2000s. Then they had the undefeated season, and obviously they didn't win the game. But you kind of looked at that undefeated season as kind of like the peak of the dynasty. Because they were so prolific that year, except for the Super Bowl. This is going to be their 5th Super Bowl since the 18-0 season. They're playing they're playing more Super Bowls after the helmet catch game than they did before. It's crazy. How good they've been, and this for Brady as an athlete, in football, to be winning all these championships and just being at the top for this long. There's really not a lot of other guys in American sports that have won this much. If they win the game on Sunday, the guy's gonna have 6 Super Bowls. There's only 2 of there's only 2 of the guys in the history of the NFL that's been on teams that have won 6 NFL championships / Super Bowls. But they're counting the championship games before the Super Bowl era. And this guy's gonna have 6. There's just not a lot of other athletes that have won that many championships. Basketball, you got Jordan. Big Robert Horry won 5, I think. But he was a role player. He wasn't the main guy on any of those teams. But he was a good player. But Jordan, Bill Russell, obviously winning whatever the hell he won, 9 out of 11, 11 out of 13 in the 50s and 60s. And Yogi Berra won 10 World Series with the Yankees. That's it. And then you have Brady. It's just ridiculous. If they win, if they don't win the Super Bowl, Brady. I used to make the argument that Montana was still a better quarterback than Brady, but it's hard with this body of work now to kind of argue against that. Look. In 18 seasons, they've gone to the AFC Championship game 13 times. This is their 9th Super Bowl. So basically, they've gone to 50% of the Super Bowls since Tom Brady's taken over. And then I saw some other stat, It's more likely what was the stat? The percentage of seasons where Tom Brady has played and gone to the Super Bowl is higher than like Terry Bradshaw's pass completion ratio. Like it's like Brady's gone to the Super Bowl in seasons that he's played in like 52% of the time. Bradshaw had like a 50% completion percentage, and Jordan like shot 49% from the field for his career. Like think about that for a second. It's more likely that Tom Brady goes to the Super Bowl in a full season that he plays in than Michael Jordan makes a shot. Like think about that for a second. I mean, 13 AFC title games, 9 Super Bowls, 5 championships and counting. Maybe they get the 6th one on Sunday. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And you know what? Good for them. But you know, you see why there's fatigue. I mean, you know, if you're in the AFC, it's like, when are these guys going to leave? Like, when is it going to be? When are the other teams going to have a chance? I mean, listen, it's not going to last much longer, but you know, don't sit here and tell me this is the last one. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Brady's coming back next year. You know, maybe Gronk retires, but I mean, they just do it every year, and good for them. But you get to the Super Bowl game, and you know, listen, I'm gonna root for the Rams this year, and I've really had some shitty luck when I choose who to root for in Patriots Super Bowl games. You know, the Patriots have played in 10 Super Bowls so far. The team I have rooted for in 10 of those in those 10 Super Bowls is 3-7, including 0 of the last 5. So the last 5 Patriots Super Bowls, whoever I've rooted for, has ended up losing the game. Now again, at some point that streak has to end. But I'm going to root for the Rams this year, so obviously I'm going to pick them to win the game. I'm going to wear Robert Woods' jersey. I got him in a playoff challenge. I got him with a 4x multiplier. Try to win some money. He's in my dynasty league, so that's why I went with him. He's a good player. You know, if he can score like 3 touchdowns on Sunday, that would be great. But I don't know if the Rams are going to win the game, but I think they can win the game. And not only think they can win the game, I think there's a chance that they could win the game convincingly. Because I tell you right now, if Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh and that Rams D line, if they are in Tom Brady's face all day, I think the Rams win this one going away, because they're going to be able to put up points. Gurley's dying to have a big game here now in the playoffs. You know, he's kind of off his game against New Orleans. You know, he's ready to go. You know, as long as Goff doesn't, really screw up, they'll put points on the board. You know, and if their defense can be in Tom Brady's face, this could be a long day for New England. I'll be quite honest with you, because again, New England, they got good running backs. You know, they can run the ball, but all their passing game is all short stuff. They don't have a guy to go down the field, and if that's one thing. What's one less thing for the Rams to take away? So now, if they're in Brady's face and he's not even getting off the short stuff, they're going to be in 2nd and long, 3rd and long all day, and there's only so many fake hits to the head that Russ can call that are going to get him out of those situations. So now again, every single Tom Brady Super Bowl has been close. A majority of Super Bowls the last 25 years have been close. But I don't be surprised if the Rams win this one easy. And I know there's probably not a lot of people saying that, or I don't know, because I don't really pay attention. But I think that's a possibility out there. Again, I don't know if the Rams are going to win the game, but I'm going to root for the Rams. We've got to get off this Patriots Super Bowl bad luck streak, and we'll see what happens here. But again, listen, you want to just get to the game. And I understand why there's 2 weeks between a conference championship and a Super Bowl. They need all that time to get everything ready. That's fine, but I could care less about all this preview stuff and hype and guys on TV. They say the same shit every year. Look at all the storylines. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, what if Tom Brady? It's just I can't. It's just they say the same thing every year, and you know, all the dopey cliches that they come out with the same thing. And here's another one I'm tired of hearing. Like, if I got to hear another guy say, "Well, you know, no one remembers who loses the Super Bowl. You know, this is the biggest game. Nobody remembers who loses the Super Bowl." Really? Nobody remembers who loses the Super Bowl? Oh, okay, yeah. Remember when the Patriots were down 28-3, and they had that great comeback and won? Yeah, I can't remember who they played. Like, I don't remember who did they even play in that game. Like, just stop saying the same stupid over and over again. Of course, everybody remembers who lost the Super Bowl. Yeah, remember that? Remember the Giants won a Super Bowl, and when the guy had the chance to hit a field goal and he missed it at the last second. Who? I don't even remember that team. I don't remember because they lost this. Well, yes, you do. You remember who lost it. Stop it. All right. So there you go. So I'm taking the Rams. Robert Woods jersey. I couldn't get the throwback blue jersey. I don't know. The NFL shop's not selling them. So I don't know what to tell you. I had to get a bootleg, home Rams jersey on eBay because NFL shop can't come through when it counts. But we're going with Bobby Woods. Again, if he has a big day, can win some money in a playoff fantasy thing I'm in. I think he can have a big day. I also need Edelman to have a big day too. I got him with 4x multiplier as well. But I'll be rooting for Robert Woods and the Rams. And listen, the Rams are a good young team. Maybe this is the beginning of a nice run for them. It's always nice to get somebody different in there to win the Super Bowl. And listen, I don't care that they beat the Cowboys. So before anybody starts, talking about, how can you root for the Rams after they beat the Cowboys? Who cares? We don't have a rivalry with the Rams. The Rams were the better team this year. And listen, you know what? If you're going to lose in the playoffs, you might as well lose to the team that ends up winning the Super Bowl. So let's go Rams. Go win the Super Bowl and be done with it. So, but we'll be doing our thing Super Bowl Sunday. Hopefully we get another classic. Get some classic moments. I'll be doing my fake yelling at the television for the Rams, but we'll have some fun. And there you go, Super Bowl 53.